Arlecchino is coming out in a few days, and with all of these teasers, animations, and web events, Hoyo is seriously going over the top with her release. I don't know another character that has had fully animated videos alongside a fully voiced web event. They're really trying to sell her. Sadly, we all know what happens to those who get on Father's bad side, so let's be careful. Oh, who am I kidding? 90% of you want to be under that heel. Let's talk about Arlecchino's Constellations as well as her signature weapon in regards to upgrades to her overall power. So Arlecchino has 4 noteworthy constellations and then her weapon. All of these factors will increase her power by a fair margin. Let's rank them in order of importance to increase her power. Firstly, her C1. Her C1 is a massive damage boost. It essentially gives her 100% extra damage when she does her normal attacks, and it will also give her much needed interruption resistance, allowing you to put her into more flexible teams. If you want to make Arlecchino more powerful, then C1 is a great constellation to get. She will be more flexible and will hit much harder. You are looking at a 20 to 25% damage increase from this constellation alone. Now, the next step to increase her power, I'd have to say is her signature weapon. This is also dependent on what spears you have. If you have Staff of Homa, Jade Spear, or Calamity Queller, then this weapon is less impactful. If you're running a 4-star spear or White Tassel, then this weapon does become a major priority. Keep in mind, she doesn't need it, but the drip on this thing is heavier than the blood of all the people Arlecchino has murdered. When you use a charge attack, you will be given a nice chunk of Bond of Life, and this will overall increase her damage at the beginning of her rotations. Other than that, it performs almost identical to the Jade Spear, although it still edges out the Jade Spear by a small margin. I'd honestly only go for this if you can use Linny's bow, whom is best in slot for Ganyu, Linny, and Tignari, in some cases for Tignari anyways. Some off-meta picks for this is also main DPS Farazan, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, if you're after that drip, then yes, this is a must pull. I probably will be going for the weapon first before I even pull for Arlecchino. If you made it this far, then you must be enjoying the video, right? Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to this channel in that case. It really helps me out so that I can continue to make this content. Now, let's continue. The next significant upgrade and every subsequent upgrade, of course, is her C2, then her C3, then her C6. Her C2 will allow Arlecchino to not require a wind-up when she enters combat. She can immediately start to attack without letting her elemental skill form the gauge, which normally takes 5 seconds. This isn't really that significant, but it does allow you to better control combat. The nice part about this is that when you use her charge attack to absorb the Bond of Life, she will let loose a nuke of pyro damage. This is a nice increase to her damage, but still slightly less valuable than her C1. Her C3 just increases her normal attacks. Arlecchino's damage comes from her normal attacks, so it's a really good power up. It's similar to Raiden, Eula, or Dia's C3, just an amp up in skill level. After C3, she doesn't really get anything else that's useful until her C6. Her C4 is not that useful until you actually get her C6, sadly. She's not a character with energy issues thanks to her elemental skill being reset so many times, and the 15 energy that you get refunded is not really going to help that much. Her energy recharge requirements are already really low, so it's just a small add-on by itself. Her C5 increases her burst level, which is also a small, minor increase, but it's her C6 that is the big damage boost that lets her C4 and C5 actually come into play. 10% crit rate and 70% crit damage on her normal attacks and burst. Pretty spicy stuff. Her burst also gets a massive increase in damage, so that's pretty cool. For those of you who have saved for years or have a casual $2,000 laying around, this will be a nice treat. At the end of the day, I'd suggest the order of importance is C1, weapon, and then C2 and beyond. But please be aware, Arlecchino does not need constellations to be good. She's perfectly functional at C0, R0. With all of that being said, don't spend money on this game. It's just not worth it. If you've saved your Primo Gems for it, sure. By all means, please spend responsibly if you do choose to though. Also, you have 3 weeks to grind Primo Gems for her release, so if you do find yourself close to getting an upgrade, then you have 3 weeks to grind for it and actually get it. We have a new area, so it's definitely obtainable. 4 more days left, everyone. I am looking forward to meeting a new member of the House of the Hearth. Still here? Great. Go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed it, and go ahead and subscribe to really help me make more content like this. Best of luck to everyone pulling for Arlecchino. Until next time, Enigma out.